Hi, how are y'all doing? Let me close this door. Nice to see you. Let me know where y'all watching from. I see Alvin is watching from Liberia. Nice to see you, sir. Sharif, nice to see you. And Roberto, how are you? I'm here to answer any questions to the best I can. Of course, if it's very specific to your case, then I recommend you schedule a consultation down below. And the best way to do that, friends, if you've been watching us, sorry, the internet connection is kind of poor for a second, but for you, my friends, since you're watching us on YouTube, you've subscribed to our channel, thank you so much. And also for those watching on our Facebook page, we're offering free 15 minutes just for you. So for anyone else, they don't get that free 15 minutes. And the best way to do that is by texting us at this number on the screen. So same number right here. You can text that number, you can call it. The best way is call, honestly. And but of course, if you're busy, just go ahead and text it. And also, you have to use a secret code, Green Card Guys, because a lot of people ask us for free consult, but they don't watch us on YouTube. So you get this offer. Okay, Green Card Guys is the secret code. All right, my friends. So today is April 1st. Obviously, some of y'all recognize this as April Fool's Day. And I'm really hoping the government doesn't play any tricks on us, because March 31st is a very important day, because there are several proclamations that expired, and that will benefit a lot of immigrants, right? Most of y'all have been waiting for the K-1 visa for the interviews to be resumed. Now, what I can say so far is just a semi-update, because the press secretary for the White House is supposed to go live right now. So we have our advocacy watching that just to see if there's any update that's going to come out about renewing any of these COVID-19 travel restrictions. That includes the UK, China, South Africa, Brazil, and several European countries. I'm sure you are aware, or you might be aware, that in France, they just announced a 4-week lockdown. It's pretty intense. Like, they can't even leave their house, apparently. That's what I've been told. So, which at least in America, we can go out and about, but all we have to do is wear a mask. But I heard the numbers are really high in France somehow. But I know some of y'all are not even asking about that. This, I guess, for I'm sure a lot of other people who are not on right now have these questions. So let's see, Devya, nice to see you. Your question is, when DREAM Act will be in the Senate? Well, it's making its way there. That's what they say. We don't know exactly when they're going to pass it, but what I can say, and I mentioned this previously in other shows, is that I think it will really get more traction on it after the quote unquote surge, is reduced, because the media likes to use those kind of key words. And because of that, the Republicans will use that to their advantage and say they're going to focus on border security. Just because a Democrat is president now doesn't mean all these people came to America. That's not how it works. I mean, maybe they did, maybe some people did, but at the end of the day, it's the springtime. More people usually migrants usually arrive to the U.S. during the spring. And so, because of better weather, that makes sense. So the Republicans are trying to use that against Democrats, of course, because Republicans, since around the year 2000, when George W. Bush was president, there's a lot of lobbyists advocating for the border wall. At least back then, it was militia groups in Texas. So and they call it security, but there's just a lot of banter about that. So that's when that dies down. To answer your question directly, when that dies down about the migrant surge, then hopefully, when it cools down, then politicians, elected officials, can finally discuss passing any kind of immigration bill in the Senate. Now, if you're like me, I would hope that it includes, for the focus will be the U.S. Citizenship Act, because that it does include essential workers. Apparently, it will be for an estimated 11 million people. So that will help a lot of people, even those who were removed or deported before, at least on paper. So hopefully that answers your question, Awen, as well. Um, I don't like to. I know there's some people that give updates just for every single little thing that the Senate or Congress does, but they're not really doing anything. If they're talking a little bit, they're just negotiating. So I'm not going to make a video to just say that they had a conversation. But because it's already obvious, they are having conversations. It's just a matter if there's going to be a vote. So when there is a vote on anything immigration related, I will definitely let you know. But I don't want to cause any kind of rush to judgment on any kind of bill if there's no, at least unless there's an actual vote. All right, let's see here. So Adia, hopefully that answers your question in terms of essential workers. No progress yet. Only something that it was filed a couple weeks ago by Joaquin Castro, House of Representatives, but nothing, no update after that. Okay, Roberto, John, you want to ask me, when your mom file, tell me how many letter immigration will send your parents. I think you mean how long it will take when they will. Well, I don't even know what letter you're talking about. What stage are you at, Roberto? Let me know where you're at in the stage. Okay, I think I remember your questions before that they filed a petition already, but I don't know if there was another step after that that's already been accomplished. So let me know, okay, Roberto, and I'll get back to you. Agnes, when are they going to start interviews in Africa? Well, it's an entire continent, so I kind of need to know which consulate specifically, and I'm happy to look that up for you. And also which type of visa. Is it an immigrant visa where, for example, spouse or family-based relationship, or is it a non-immigrant visa, for example, a fiance visa? So let me know what the consulate is, and I'll get back to you as well. Elena, nice to see you from New York City. Hopefully you've been able to get your COVID shot vaccine over there. I know it's tough out there, long wait times. Alvin, you're a DV 2021 winner. Congratulations. Your case is current for April, but you haven't received, I'm assuming you mean you haven't received a second email for KCC. What I normally do, if it's been at least a week or two, it doesn't hurt to email them. I mean, I wouldn't email them every single week or every day because they're probably going to give you the same answer in that span of time. So, but if you haven't received anything, it's been a couple of weeks, then I would contact them. Okay, and Alvin, fill out the intake form down below. It starts with Ting Law, and we'll send you the websites. You might have it already, but there's certain websites that you can look into, register, so you can know what the next step could be. So that could be what you need to do. It may not necessarily be waiting for the government, but go ahead and fill out the intake form. We'll send those over to you. Fami, nice to see you. Thank you for your comment. I appreciate it. We just want to provide the most accurate information and provide it very timely. And by the way, if you want more updates about really anything immigration related, but of course, any immigration reform or new proposals, go ahead and fill out the intake form, because what we'll do is we'll add you to our email list. Okay, so you get the inside look about what's going on, because sometimes I'm not able to get on live as soon as possible, really, because we have several cases we need to work on. Hi, Chef Tejas, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. When I think this was a follow-up to your question earlier. Okay, yeah, you asked about the DREAM Act. Now you got this question. If a green card father petition, by the way, did I give y'all the, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to invite y'all. Let me share the link. I thought I shared the link to y'all. Okay, if you want to join the broadcast, I'm going to add this as a comment. I keep forgetting to do this on the earlier. Actually, I think it's already in the description box if you want to join, but I'll try to add it as well. As a comment. Okay. As well. Okay. Okay, well, I always forget how to do this. But anyways, going to your question. Alvin, I see your question. I can send a link to you on Messenger. Sure, our team can do that if you message us on Messenger. I can't message you unless you message us because there's probably too many Alvins. Okay. Going back to Alwin. Alwin, there's your question. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so. Okay, there we go. I finally found it. Okay, I added the link if you wanted to join the broadcast. But of course, if you have case specific or if it's sensitive, like you're here to overstay, you just got to be careful what you say. But so I can answer more of the procedural type questions. Let's see here. Alwyn, your question: if a green card father petition you over 21, so you're over 21 years old, okay, and you live in the U.S. How long does it take for the person to get a green card? Well, since a preference category, most people don't know this, but you cannot be in the U.S. You cannot adjust status in the U.S. unless you have some kind of exception. You meet this, the very limited exceptions, and that is the main way is if you maintain your status throughout all these years. So let's check out the visa bulletin actually. And for you, you're over 21 years old as the child, then and your father. Okay, your father has a green card, and your father has a green card. So that is Alvin. I'll see you. So I will answer this and get right to you, sir. F2B. So F2B. Not knowing which country you're at, are you born in, Alvin? F2B, they're currently working on cases August 2015, but you say you're in the U.S., so that you need to. I recommend you speak to an immigration lawyer, whether it's me or someone else, to talk about if you qualify for exception, so that you could adjust your status, change your status in the U.S. without having to leave America. Because if you have to leave America, then you need to apply for waiver if you're eligible for that. And unfortunately, not everyone is eligible for waiver. So that's very important. And the waiver is important because if you have been living in the US for more than 1 year without status, actually it kicks in after 180 days. Between 180 days and 365 days, and you leave before 365 days without status, then that's a 3-year restriction. So just because you have approval or reach a priority date does not get rid of this 3-year bar, or 5-year bar, or 10-year bar. Okay, you have to apply for waiver. So that's something to consider. All right, so let's get to Alvin. Thank you very much for joining. Nice to see you.
It's Liberia time. Good evening.
Hello. Oh, your evening time. Okay. Well, how can I help you?
Like I said to you earlier, I am a 2021 winner of DV.
Yes.
My case is open, but I don't yet receive email from case 60. What can I do?
Okay, so I'm gonna look this up. This is not. I don't know if you watched the previous show, but DV is typically not what we handle. But I will look it up for you again. I was looking for someone else the other day. So it says here, I'm looking at the Department of State website. We'll send that over to you if you message us on
Okay.
Facebook. That's fine.
Thank you,
DV
sir.
2021 entrants have until September 30th, 2021 to check the status of their entry through this website. So that's what we'll send to you. I'm sure you know
Okay.
that already.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing you can do you have a case number, Alvin?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So that's what you can enter into the system and check that out. In which
Okay.
country? Which consulate?
Liberia,
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Africa.
Okay, so I'm trying to see if there's any new status update on the other Department of State website that I usually share on the screen. You know, I'm sure you know the U.S. government is not actually as organized as we would like it. Let's see. Yeah, because one thing I just found, it says April 2020, so that was a year ago. So let me see.
Past year.
hmm Okay, what was the last step you completed?
I have sent in my document,
Okay.
although I was not. I sent in my document already.
Okay, yeah. So if you also submitted your Department of State form DS. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, now you're just waiting for the interview. That's step 7 out of 10 steps.
And
Okay.
my case is current. My case is current now. I don't know.
Okay, good. And how long you been waiting?
Since October last year to present.
October is when you provided the documents?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay, it says the documents, yeah, you email them, you upload it, but don't physically mail it. Okay.
Yeah.
It says visa
Although
interview. Yeah.
although
And you
I
have
was
to,
not able to send documents, but I sent my documents already.
mhm.
Yeah. Then now my case is
Okay.
current for April interview.
Okay. Yeah. Since your prior date reached, I would definitely email them, provide your first name, last name, and your priority date. Okay. And your case number, and ask them, when should I expect to have an interview? But before you do that, um,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to send you that. Our team's going to send you that website when you message us on our Facebook
Okay.
page, and you can check your status there as well. I believe
Okay.
that's one way. But don't wait too long to email them. And
Okay.
do you have email address?
Yes. Yes. I do have an email address.
Okay, good. Because of course we'll try to help you find that.
Do you need my email address?
Which city is it in Liberia for the consulate?
Morovia. Morovia. Morovia.
Monrovia. Okay.
Yeah. Morovia.
Okay, I found it. Let's see here. So what I try to do,
Say again.
I'm just looking at the Monrovia section here on Department of State to see if it says anything about DV. Okay, there is one little section about DV lottery entry for Monrovia. It says before you have your interview, they recommend that you review your information on your initial EDV entry. So online, I guess is what that means. And you must have correctly entered your marriage status if you're legally married. And let's see here, and your children who are unmarried and under 21. Okay. I know that information is probably not that helpful, but let's see. Any fees? Okay. So So what I would do, yeah, just send us a message, okay, and our team's going to send you a couple of these websites, and hopefully that can help you. Okay.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, Alvin. Good luck to you, sir. Yeah, bye-bye. All right. So that was Alvin. Happy to just point you in a better direction. You might already know it, but if you just want some kind of confirmation, we're happy to help you. Let's see, who do we go to next? I think I was just talking to Alwyn. Hopefully I answered your question. And Chef, you have a question. Any update for I-130, green card holder, spouse visa? It's been a while since we talked, Chef, so you got to remind me when that was, or when if your petition was approved, your priority date, in which country. Those are important information, and I can give you a better update. Okay, Love Preet. Yes, everything's good here. Thank you. Hope all is well with you as well. When VAWA is pending, are you eligible for EAD, or is it only possible when I-360 is approved? So you can only send in the 765 work permit application. Yes, correct. When the I-360 is approved, because what we do is we send a 765 application for work authorization with the 485 application. Okay. So yes, I-360 has to be approved first. Wassam, nice to see you. Is there any update? Amnesty? Well, I try not to use the word amnesty because Republicans will use that against us. So, but no, not any serious update right now. I don't want to, try to pull you guys too many ways to think that there's actually something, very substantive, serious going on. But we'll definitely update you when that happens. You're saying there'll be a huge update. Yeah, I mean, there was a huge update in April visa bulletin, and we've been meaning to share that. So, but I can share it now, actually, at least for the April bulletin, now that you mentioned it. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see if I can share my screen. But we'll have a thorough video later on about it. But let me share my screen for this one. Okay, so y'all are probably very familiar with the visa bulletin, especially for family-based. But several of these, I guess it won't let me highlight one column, but on the column on the left, next to the F1 all the way to F4, those updated several months. Okay, several months in advance. And also for the final action chart, it's C. C means current, meaning regardless what your priority date is, for this particular category, F2A, okay, F2A, to remind everyone, is spouse, you probably already know, but spouses and children of permanent resident. So that means you can go ahead and file your 485 application, okay? Well, assuming you are in the US, but hopefully the preferred situation is you're abroad. So if you're abroad, then you can go ahead and start the process for what we call consular processing. And of course, before this point, hopefully you've already provided all the financial paperwork evidence. That can include the 864 affidavit of support form, last 3 months of pay stubs, the recent tax return. So it's April 1st. So maybe most of y'all may have already, your sponsor or petitioner may have already filed their taxes. So you need to provide that. You don't have to provide the last 3 years tax return, at least the most recent. Okay, so that's very important. And then once you get to that stage, you'll have already, or the next step would be completing the DS-260. But anyway, there's a lot more to say. That wasn't the purpose of bringing this up, but F2A shows C, current. So you can move on to the next step for anyone in that category. But yeah, in general, these have updated. Even the employment-based, if you happen to be watching and you're have an employment-based application filed, all these here on the first column is the letter C for current. So it's great, even for China, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, India, Mexico, all these countries here, Philippines and Vietnam, most of them have the letter C, which was not like that last month. So yeah, it's big news. It's a huge update, and we'll have more thorough video next time. Let's see. So on the go. Let's see what you got here. I hope that doesn't mean how you're feeling. I hope you're doing good. Let's see here. But your question is there a problem if you have a green card interview scheduled when a 765 is pending? No, that's not a problem at all. I mean, it would have been nice for the 765 to have been approved before an interview, because you need to be able to work legally, get your social number and a driver license. But that's not a requirement to have that approved before the interview. I mean, look, at the end of the day, that application would have only gave you a 1-year work authorization anyway. So what you want at the end of the day is the green card, the resident status. So it's great that you have the interview. I'm sure many of you know that the 765 application has been pending usually for most people a long time, the past couple of years. Of course, this is, people can blame it on the pandemic, people can blame on Trump, but hopefully things will turn around to be a little faster. But yeah, so on the go, that is not a problem. Okay. All right. You're welcome. One, is there a waiver for Nigeria if they overstay, want to get petitioned by your father? Maybe you're speaking for a friend or something, but the the waiver has nothing to do about which country you were born in. It has to do about qualifying relative. Okay, so if it's about you or your friend, Alan, please go ahead and fill out the intake form down below, and our CARES team will schedule a free 15-minute consultation with you or whoever is the applicant. So we want to be able to make sure that you're eligible. Okay, Mary Healthy, what's next? You got the one I7C and estimated waiting time for next step. You're welcome. Well, 797C is the number for really any of the notices, but I'm just going to go ahead and assume, unless you're able to update it here on the comments section. But 797 it can be the receipt notice, it can be the biometrics notice. So usually below that, it will say what type of notice it is specifically. So I'm just going to assume it was the receipt notice. And lately, the past 4 months or so, basically half the year, these notices in general, especially the receipt notice, have been taking a long time. So I'm glad you have some kind of a notice, but usually, okay, after the receipt notice is the biometrics notice. We have some applicants, some clients who don't have to take the biometrics. This means biometric means taking your fingerprints so that you can, so the government can check your background history. Specifically, if you have any arrest or any kind of criminal cases, charges, or convictions against you. So, of course, if you don't have anything like that, then there's nothing to worry about. And they do this for any person, any applicant. So there's not really I hate to say, because if I tell you 3 weeks, 2 months, I mean, for the most part, we give the estimated timeline in terms of, 1 or 2 months after the receipt notice. I would go on the longer spectrum of that. Okay. And it's unfortunate because if you file for adjustment as well and the work permit, to get the work permit, and of course the green card, you need to have the biometrics completed first. But what I need to complete my thought. I have some clients, applicants who, if they filed for an application before for something and they already did biometrics, the government recently, or more or less the past year, have been, because of the pandemic, have been reusing the biometrics so that you don't have to go to the subcontracted office. Okay, hopefully that gives you a better idea. Alrighty, Milad. One of your friends filed for asylum, but she hasn't received a work permit after 7 months. She's a member of, you said ASAP, okay. But after following up, she's still waiting. Okay. Well, work permits in general have been taking Yeah, closer to the 8-month average timing, regardless what type of application, the basis like asylum or based on marriage for a green card, they have been on average 8 months. We've had, if it's a like DACA and that's all it is, then we've had clients get it in 1 month or 2 months on average. Fortunately, I know a lot of other lawyers have been getting that kind of time frame as well. But for some reason, asylum and other type like marriage based, it does take longer. So advise your friend to check the uscis.gov website and check the processing time. Okay, and let's see here. I was trying to see if. Okay, so hopefully that helps, Milad. But yeah, check the processing time, because if it's outside the processing time, then your friend can submit an inquiry online. You don't even have to call in. It's honestly a waste of time to call in because you have to wait so long. I would do it online. Okay, and if the receipt date is after the cutoff time, then you cannot submit an inquiry. You can try, but they won't let you. Pretty sure. We tried every time and it doesn't work. We can only submit it when it's before the cutoff time. Okay, Milad, hopefully that helps. You're welcome, So. Love Preet, you're welcome. Wassam. John, is California? Yes, California is in the Ninth Circuit. A lot of people like the Ninth Circuit because for the most part, they are immigrant friendly. So that is a good thing. Let's see here. I was trying to see if there's any update from the press secretary, but since I'm not getting it right now, and we just hit the 30-minute mark, but if I don't see any other questions, so in the meantime, thanks for joining in today, by the way. I usually have it on Friday, but my trial today was canceled, so because of COVID protocol, I was supposed to have a trial at 1:00, and but now I have a schedule full of consultations, and y'all are quick. But in the meantime, by the way, so if you're now just joining, we do offer free consultations just for you, since you're subscribing to our Facebook page or like us there and subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel. You can call this number down below, 346-330-5888, or you can text it. But you also have to give the code Green Card Guys, because that lets us know you truly are watching us on our show. And we would like to offer this to you, free 15 minutes, just so we can maybe guide you to the next step or something. Or you may just have that one question. Okay, let's see. Marai, okay. Marai Ben Carr, any updates when the Senate will be discussing immigration reform or HR 6? As far as I know, there's no public updates, and I don't expect it to happen anytime soon, unfortunately, in terms of passage of vote. Because the Senate, I mentioned this earlier, you may have just joined, but they're focusing only on really the infrastructure bill, proposal, the infrastructure plan. That's what Trump's really trying to get his be known for, really. I mean, hopefully he's known for this immigration reform, but they're focusing on that really because if you watch his press conference, I think it was a week ago on a Friday, he focused that most presidents, what he's learned from past presidents is, of course, you want to be able to address many concerns on the spot as soon as possible, but that's not realistic. In order to get progress in Congress, you need to do things very timely. So they're not focusing on immigration right now because of the border surge, the migrant surge that I'm sure you know recently. Let's see here. Milad, okay, I'm just going to be able to see if I can answer this question, Milad, since you asked me a question earlier. Okay, she submitted inquiry online, but she received an answer that, they're just giving the standard answer. So that's usually what happens, but at least it's in their system that you tried to contact them. Okay. Friends, hopefully that was helpful. We will have more updates for you probably through a live stream. And cheers to you as well, Marai. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and please share our channel with your friends. Thank you so much, And y'all have a great day. Until next time, please continue wearing your mask.